Hey guys, it's Kaz here, and today I am opening ScrawlrBox March edition. Woo! I don't really have anything else to say, so let's just open it. Oh, I guess it's 15 quid a month. It's a monthly box, free P&P, not a spawn. I buy this myself. I like doing art. That's enough. Let's just open it up. Ah, boom. Now before I go into this actually, before I have a look, I know there was some unforeseen circumstances where this box was meant to be different stuff, but then because Brexit exists and COVID exists, they didn't get the stock like shipped over in time, so then they put together a different box, probably with English products or products they already had. So the fact that they got this together so quickly, when they realised that they couldn't do the other box, it's pretty decent. I mean, you know, when they do all this stuff, good times. So, now let's get into it. First of all, we've got the Scrawler Zine. Ooh, green now. The front cover doesn't really tell me a lot about the products, so that's interesting. Still don't know what's going on. And here we have the print. Oh, that is cool and weird. Let me just make sure it's the right way around. So, wow, you know what, I think that is really cool and really weird and different. And I like the technique, this weird like line, colouring in with lines and drawings. And so here's the artist, Shane Vorhaben. Here's his Instagram, S Vorhaben. And I'm sure I will read that afterwards, but I don't need to read it right now to you guys. Let's just carry on. So next up we'll go with the paper. We have A5 drawing paper, 250 GSM, pretty decent, uncoated paper, 12 sheets. 12 sheets is good as well. Normally you get about 6 in these boxes, so really good value there, personally. And it's a ScrawlrBox exclusive as well. Which again, the fact that this box wasn't even meant to come out is a feat in itself. So let's open the actual product. So first of all, let's get the old sticker out. It's got that guy on it. Honestly, I think this is so cool. I really like that print. I think it's one of my favourite prints that we've got so far in all the ScrawlrBoxes that I've got anyway. We've got the menu here. I won't look at that yet, but that tells you all the things and more information about it. Let's go for the sweets. Oh, that's a big sweet as well. So we've got Refresher, sour apple flavours. Refreshers are pretty decent. You have to sit on them, otherwise they're too hard. I'll definitely eat that soon. Yeah, you have to sit on them to warm them up so you can actually chew them without snapping your teeth. But yes, we love to see it. And now here are the things. So first of all, we've got a Derwent Graphic 2B pencil. Derwent are a pretty decent brand, but I say this every time. A normal pencil in here I'm not bothered about. A pencil's a pencil, isn't it? A few boxes they've put a different sort of pencil in, which is cool, but with this I'm just like, yeah, it's a pencil. I'm not going to add it on to the price at the end, because what I like to do with these videos is look for all these products online, see how much they would all cost, and then see how much worth you're getting out of the box. But pencils, you know, like 10p, it's probably more than that, but you know, it doesn't count. Next up we have a Unipin fine line brush pen, which is nice. Is this a different colour? Yeah, light grey. So this is what the nib looks like. It's a brush. I actually really like these. I don't have a brush in this, but I do have a bunch of these Unipin fine line pens, so definitely a fan of them. The fact that I own this many but I don't have a brush pen in that light grey, or any brush pen I don't think, is a feat. Next up we have some sort of pen. It doesn't really have anything on it. Oh, let's spin it around. Uniball Signo gel stick. So I feel like this is probably like the black version of the Uniball white. I've got quite a few of these white ones, but I don't have a black one. But the whites are really good, so I'm sure the black's probably really good as well. Probably puts down ink really nicely. And that's a sort of nibby wibby on it. Next up we have another Unipin fine line pen. This is 1.0, which is one of, if not the biggest nib you can get. Most of them are 0. something, like 0.5, 0.8, 0.05, which is tiny. but this one is 1.0, so it's got quite a fat nib on there, which is nice because the really small ones look so small, they feels like it's just really scratchy. So just as a little example, look, that is what the 1.0 looks like, that's what the 0.03 looks like. I mean, that's already on me, and that one is tiny, so yes, I like that nib. And then last but not least, we have 3 from the same brand. What is it? Faber Castell. Faber Castell is a good brand, I like Faber Castell. And these are Pit Artist Pen Brush. I've heard about these, they're brush pens. The Pit Artist Pen Brush, I've heard about these. Scarlet Red, May Green, and Sky Blue. Are they water based or are they, oh, Indian ink, waterproof. Cool, I like that. And if the cool illustration is anything to go by, then we can do some really fun things with these. So before I head out and think about what to do and do the artwork, let's just have a little flip through the zine. So here we go, it tells you everything that we've got in here. Again, I will have a look through this properly and figure some stuff out. The artist, Shane, really cool artworks there, I like that. Then there's just some tips and notes from the artist. This was January's box. And then some other words and stuff. The evolution of marker pens, interesting. There we go. Oh, last but not least, we should actually figure out what I'm actually going to be doing. So, the challenge is leading lines. Makes sense, really. It's also very open to interpretation, which is cool. Leading lines. It could mean anything. So yeah, I'm going to think about what to do, and then I will be back with the artwork, with all the information about the prices and stuff. But before we do that, here's a message from one of our sponsors, and then I'll be back with the artwork. So here we go, I'm testing out all the stuff, all the things. These Faber Castell Pit brush pens, it said in all of the zine thing that you can mix them with water. Another thing that's kind of cool about them is you can mix them with water obviously when they're wet to get different techniques, but also they're waterproof and alcohol proof, so you can use them with alcohol markers, which I thought was pretty cool. Obviously I didn't do that in here because just used the supplies that we got in the box, but I thought it was kind of cool. I also liked how they looked just when you dip them in the water. I don't know if that's how you're meant to use them or not, but I thought it's kind of cool. Next to a pencil. Pencil's a pencil's a pencil. The pencil's apparently about £1.30 when you buy it, but I'll do the full calculations later on and add it or not. This liner is so nice. I love this liner. The thickness, I've never had a liner this thick, and it's just so nice to use. The other pen, however, not as good. It's alright here when I was doing a little swatchy swatch, but later on I tried to use it and it just kept skipping. It was really annoying. But yeah, the brush pen, I like that as well. It's nice that it's grey, it's a different colour, and yeah, the brush tip works well. So after that, I did a few thumbnails, and yeah, neither of these are what I actually drew in the end. I did do a third thumbnail off camera, and that's what I did for my main thing. I'll show you that at the end anyway. But yeah, with these ones, I felt like I was trying too hard, or not trying too hard, but it felt like they were too similar to the picture that came with it. I was going with the whole bug vibe. I did a hornet, and then I looked at the picture and realised that that also was some sort of hornet, so it was too similar. Then I went with the ladybird, and again, I just wasn't feeling it. But this whole going through these two did give me another idea for what I actually did. So, you know, it's good to go through a few different ideas to find something that actually works out in the end. And eventually I did that. So, yes. Oh yeah, again, the lines, I felt like I was just trying too hard to be the thing. It just didn't work. Anyway, I'm just going to kick straight into the other products. I've talked about the pencil. So, the brush pens themselves, I'll mention a bit later when I'm using them in the video. The pens, like I said, the 1.0 pen, I absolutely loved it. It was so nice. It was so smooth going down. I loved how thick the outline was. because originally I was going to outline this with the gel stick pen thing, but, and you'll see in the video, I started trying to use it with the eyeballs and it just kept skipping. It was horrible, it was scratchy. I don't know if I've just got a crappy one, but it just is not a very good pen. I did use it later on in the piece, and for what I wanted to use it for there, it did work. But as an outline pen, it's just, yeah, it just kept skipping. It was scratchy, it didn't work. But I'm kind of glad that it didn't work, because that meant I went on to the thicker liner and it looks so much better, especially with this cartoony sort of image that I'm doing. The thick outline just looks so much better. It makes it look really cool. So yeah, I'm glad that it was a bit shit and made me go on to use the other one. So in terms of price, the gel stick one, the one that I throw away and didn't use, is about £2. And then the other one, the thick liner, is about £2 as well. That's pretty much the cheapest you can get them individually. But yeah, absolutely love that liner. Oh, the paper, seems I'm drawing on the paper. This is a ScrawlrBox exclusive, so I just went with the £3 because they said it was £2.99. It's exclusive. I can't find it cheaper online because it doesn't exist. So that is the £3. The brush pen, again, £2. They're all pretty much £2. And I really liked that. I used it for line work and I used it to colour in one thing, so both of them work. These Pitt pens, I did go over the black liners with them, luckily on a different piece of paper, because I realised that it smudges them. So I'm glad I did actually try that on a different piece of paper, otherwise I just would have made an absolute mess. But talking about the Pitt Artist brush pens, first of all, £2.50 each is the cheapest you can get them. But I went through a lot of feelings with these pens. First of all, I thought that I didn't like it. I thought that the way it put down just felt like a normal felt tip pen. There was all these lines all over it. I had to keep going over and over and over to make a flat colour. But then I realised that I actually quite liked them. As the piece went on, I figured out doing little small circular motions over the whole thing made it so it was pretty much a flat colour. So that was fine. The fact that the pens are a little bit, they're not opaque, so you can keep going over and over and get more saturated colours. So that's kind of cool. If you want a non-saturated and more saturated, you can do. And yeah, I actually ended up really liking these. I even did another piece after this just because I was enjoying myself so much. But the whole leading lines is what it's about. Leading lines was our words of the day. And as I was going through, I felt like I could use this word, or this 2 words, and use that also in my piece. So I purposefully didn't want to make the rest of it completely flat and solid colours. Because of the way these pens work, like for the green bit for instance, going up and down and up and down, it had that little overlap of where the ink has already been, and it's got this cool line work, and I felt like that really worked. It gave it a bit of texture. I didn't want it all the same colour, so as I was going through I realised that I could use the pens to make different techniques, to draw in different ways, to colour in different ways, and all of them you have all these different lines over it, so it worked even more for the leading lines thing. So for the background, again, when I first started I wanted it all one solid colour. That's why I was using the water. I was trying to get this one wash, and at the beginning I was kind of annoyed that I was getting this scratchy vibe, but then again, leading lines, I realised that it was actually a pretty cool technique that I could do it and purposefully make it look more scratchy and more scribbly, because all the different lines give it more texture. So yeah, I think this is definitely, first of all, I feel like it's my favourite just in general. I like this picture that I did. I think it's the favourite one that I've done out of all of these ScrawlrBoxes. But I also think just the words we were given have been my favourite. Just because it was so broad and open-ended, but also gave me a reason to do these things, to make it more scribbly, to to make these different techniques with the pens. If I didn't have the words, maybe I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, I really like this box. I mean, looking at the prices all together, it's the least, not the least value, because it's more than what you pay. So you're paying £15 free P&P, and if you don't include the pencil, and if you go with the prices that I found for the cheapest prices, it comes up at £16.50, which is still more than what you're paying for, so you're getting the value. If you include the pencil, it's £17.80, which again is obviously more than what it says. What ScrawlrBox say it is, like the recommended retail price of the things rather than me finding them cheaper online, is £19.98. So I think it's one of the least, like, more, what's the word I'm looking for? So in terms of like getting more for your money, it's probably the least amount out of all of them. I've got another one where it was like £30 value and you're paying £15. But even though it's the least more value, that's not how you English. I just can't think of it right now. I think it's my favourite box just because what I created with it and the words that we were given. And yeah, I really liked these Pit Artist pens. And it just goes to show that it's good to have a little bit of a practice and have a little bit of a go with these. Because like I said, when I first started using them, I wasn't even really a fan. I thought that they just felt like a normal felt tip. But then after I used them, I actually really liked them. So yeah, I'm glad I gave it a go. I chucked loads of wiggly, fun, weird, creative lines on top of the mushroom. That's also a part of the leading lines. And the way I used that pen at the end was just to do some lines at the bottom. And it didn't matter that there was a gap in. I was purposely leaving gaps. So it didn't matter that that pen was skippy and shit. So yeah, that is my full image. I feel like I've chatted so much crap in this video. Normally I can't think of what to say, and this time I just haven't stopped. So soz about that. But yeah, I thought this was a really fun box. I really enjoyed what we got in it. I show you my thumbnail of how I came up with the idea here and how it progressed a bit. So there we have it. That is what I made. I will just throw up a picture of the other image I did afterwards. It's a ladybird, so it kind of goes with that other thumbnail I made. I just thought it was a bit of fun. So let me know down below if you enjoyed this. Say some words down below. Check out some of my other videos perhaps. And yeah, bye.